Ta-da! Hi guys, Louis at Defending Elvis Presley. All the Christmas decorations are coming down today. The tree's gone. We still got the blue glow here. That's gonna come down. Hi Lorna. Hi Carolyn. I just was quickly letting everyone know we're live. I've done most people now. Louis, I saw your post on the Carnival channel. Are you going to start positive Elvis content there now? No, I'm not. What it is, Carolyn, I've changed, Carolyn, what it is, I've had a few people that are not happy that we talk so much about the carnivore diet and the keto diet here on our Elvis channel. So I've changed the name of my carnival channel to Elvis Presley Fan on Keto. Yeah. So I'm going to start talking about carnivore and keto diet on the Elvis. I don't want to confuse people. Yeah. So generally, if we want to talk about the diet, the carnivore diet, the keto diet, we're going to do it on the other channel. But I have changed the name of it because I do still want it linked to us, because I feel that here at Defending Elvis, that it's very important that we do discuss the carnivore diet, the keto diet, because I think many of us on here are older. Yeah, over 30, over 40, over 50, over 60, over 70, over 80. I think I can help people, because the reason I think that is because it helped me. You know, guys, it completely gave me back my health. Going on carnivore diet, keto diet with Dr. Ken Berry, and Dr. Anthony Chaffee, both on YouTube. So what I've done, I've changed the name. Let me see if I can do it on. I've changed the name of my other channel that used to be called like a carnivore diet channel to Elvis Presley Fan on Keto. So if you look, guys, Elvis Presley Fan on Keto. Yeah. I know, Carolyn, I'm so proud of you. Yeah. So no, I'm not going to be posting Elvis stuff over there, but anyone that wants to know about the carnivore diet, the keto diet, we're gonna do it over there on the other channel, so we don't interfere here with Defending Elvis. But I do want it linked to the name Elvis, me being an Elvis fan who runs an Elvis channel, helping the subscribers, the members, the Elvis fans to get well on the carnivore keto diet. So that is why I've changed it to Elvis Presley Fan on Keto Diet, Defending Elvis. This is on a different channel, so please don't get confused. Defending Elvis will stay the same. Defending Elvis will stay the same. This is a different channel. This is a different channel. If you want to subscribe to it, it's up to you guys. So every now and then, Carolyn, just every now and then I might post a song or something small, something little about Elvis, but that other channel will be carnivore and keto. Yeah. So that's it. Right. The Beautiful Soul Music of Elvis Presley. That's a new name. We have a new member. Let's have a look. Is that Rio? We have a new member, Louis Carlo. Where is that? Did that just happen? Songbird. Let me just check. Oh, actually, it doesn't tell me straight away. Let's have a look. Switch the account. Let's go back to my member. It doesn't always tell me. Who was it that said we got a new member? Was it Songbird? Let's have a look. Sorry, guys. You have a new member, Louis Carlo Holder, please. One of him. I'm a bit confused, Songbird. Carlo Holder. How do we? When you say we got a new member, where did you see this? Let me just check it doesn't tell me until the day after. But thank you. Welcome to any new members. The membership is only $1 a month, guys. It's peanuts. We do it cheap on purpose. All right, it's not showing here. Let's have a look. Are you sending it? Do you mean a member or do you mean a new subscriber? Angel, Songbird. Ah, so the beautiful soul of music. Right, got it. Got it. I'm with you. So hi, beautiful soul of music, a new subscriber. Got it. Welcome. Welcome to Team Elvis. We're a new family that has been growing for the last 9 or 10 months. We defend Elvis Presley and Lisa Marie. The main thing we do here is defending, but we do also discuss everything Elvis. Everything Elvis. Even today, I have posted 3 videos. Let me just say what they are. One is Elvis singing That's All Right Mama, which I'm going to put on now just to show you guys, live in concert. Then we posted another video, which was a bit of a negative one, which was when they reopened the meditation garden in November 1977 to the public. So I posted some lost footage. It was a news report, a special news report, where the meditation garden had been closed. And so when it reopened, the news people went there and did this report. And it's very vintage. It's very 1977, like bad quality. But I love the vintage stuff. Yeah. And then we also posted a George Klein interview, which I think was around in the 90s. And we also posted a Barbara Lee talking about meeting Elvis Presley, and she did see him briefly. So Barbara Lee. So I've been busy today, guys. I've been posting lots of videos, and yesterday we were doing Lamar Fight. So we've been busy, guys. Just make sure the doors. So let me just start reading your comments now. We got a few things to go through, guys, because I had an email from a subscriber. So very special welcome to Carlo, of course. Let's have a look. I didn't know your YouTube name is a lovely name. Welcome. Oh, yeah, you got a really nice name. The beautiful soul music of Elvis Presley. It's lovely. So let me just. So Carlo, Carlo, do you mind me asking you what country are you in? And do you love all music? Are you an Elvis fan? And the other thing I was gonna say to you, do you know that we also defend Elvis? We're not just an Elvis channel. We also defend Elvis and Lisa and the bloodline. This is what we do. It is a beautiful name, the beautiful soul music. I like the name Carlo. It's a really cool name. Carlo, we're all ears. Now we've only just come on. There's only about 20 people on, but as the longer we're on, the number grows. Yeah. So I know through this Christmas period, we do get less people joining us, but then it tends to build back up. Right. I wanted to go through an email. Let's just have a look a minute. I wanted to go through an email just to sort of, someone emailed me. They were discussing stuff to do with this book. They were discussing stuff to do with how I talk about Priscilla. Yeah. So I thought we should talk about it. Oh, that's cool. Excellent. So good of you, Carlo. So I'm going to just to start us off on a good note. I'm going to play the That's All Right video that I did. It's going to get copyrighted, but I'm still going to play it because I can just delete it after. So I'll play it now, but it will be deleted by YouTube later because I'm not really allowed to play them. So, well, what it is, they give me the option to delete, then I delete. Yeah. So, right, are we ready? We're going to play this just to warm us up. Amazing footage. Elvis Presley in concert, singing my favorite song. Hi, guys. So, is amazing. So, there's a bit of a story with me. The first 2 songs that I ever discovered was That's All Right Mama. This is in 1971 or two maybe. And I Just Can't Help Believing. I Just Can't Help Believing. And If I Can Dream. 3 songs that I love. So this is pretty, for a sort of homemade movie, this is pretty clear. That's why I liked it. Footage, Elvis Presley in concert, singing my favorite song, That's All Right Mama. Let's listen to it together. Team Elvis. Let's play it again. Let's see if it'll play again, guys. Hi, guys. Come across this amazing footage. Elvis Presley in concert, singing my favorite song, That's All Right Mama. Let's listen to it together. Team Elvis. Okay, right. So I posted that earlier because it's just sometimes you get the live little clips and they're very distorted. You can't really hear them properly. And, I find them difficult to watch. But that one, it's got some good clarity. You can hear the song quite well, which is why I wanted to upload it. And post it on the YouTube channel. I also post it on TikTok and Instagram. We are on TikTok and Instagram, guys. So I had quite, I think, an important email come into me. I don't want to be too negative because I want to have a bit of fun with you guys. We're going to read a bit more of these 2 books. We're going to do a bit of a quiz and a bit of Lamar Fikes question and answers, which I think are a bit more fun and quite interesting. But I did want to mention something about how I speak about Priscilla. Now, welcome. We're defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. We don't just defend. We also have fun, we read books. We discuss all topics. We don't only defend. Defending is one of the things we do. So now someone messaged me. I'm not going to go too into it. I'm a big fan of Presley and Lisa, Elvis's mum and mama. Yes, well, you're going to love it here because... All right. You're going to love it here because we defend the bloodline. So we defend Elvis. And let me just... That's my little daughter. Right. Yasmin, I'm going to shut this door, okay? I'm going to the toilet. Right, so we're in the kitchen, and yes, my daughter is like, I'm going to the toilet. Right, we'll leave that to the mum. Yeah. So we need to just discuss something. A lot of you will watch this later on the rerun because it takes a while for you guys to come in. Now, what the email said to me was to do with how I discuss Priscilla and the things that she says. I just want, I just want people to understand that when I talk about different things, different topics, it's Louis talking, yeah? So obviously we have Team Elvis, yeah, and we discuss things together. We sometimes agree to disagree. We all have different views, yeah? There's hundreds of us on here with Team Elvis. We're a growing family, yeah? Now, you're not always going to agree with me, guys. Sometimes, in fact, many times, you're going to disagree with me and have different opinions, and that is completely fine. That is completely fine. Please don't take it personally if we have different views. Please, sometimes I feel we lose people, yeah, because I don't say, so they have an opinion, someone else will have a different opinion than me. I have my own opinion. I'm Louis. I'm going to be Louis, yeah? Now, you guys can help me change my mind. You did it the other day with, about Elvis having plastic surgery, a nose job. We debated it. I started off the debate by saying I don't believe that Elvis has had a nose job. By the end of the debate, I changed my mind. You guys convinced me that Elvis has had some form of plastic surgery on his nose or his eyelids. And so, guys, I am not hard and fast. I will change my mind. If we debate things, I will change my mind. I'm not like stubborn, yeah? I'm quite happy to hear you guys out, Team Elvis fans that join us, even the new members, yeah? So please don't take it personally. It's like I've noticed a certain member has disappeared that has sent me books. And the last time I spoke to that person, we disagreed on views on the book, yeah? So I'm really disappointed that that person has gone, yeah? Because I really valued that person. And that person always said to me, oh, don't worry, we can always disagree, it's fine. And that person has gone. So just because we disagreed on a certain book, yeah? So what I'm trying to say, guys, it's okay if we disagree. Don't take it so personally. Don't disappear because I didn't say what you want me to say. At the end of the day, I am Louis, yeah? So I can only say what comes out of my mouth. I can only have views that come from me, yeah? Now, of course, we can all disagree, and I don't expect people to agree with me. I actually want people to disagree with me. So, Louis, I sent you a message, mate. Where did you send it? Let's have a look. Is this Carlo? Carlo, where did you send the message? I'll have a look. Is it on Instagram?
So that was the only time
I've ever. Where is the did Carlo just send me a message? Let's have a look. Chris, I'm going to read out some of your comments. Is that okay, Chris? Do you mind me reading out some of your comments? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Right, sorry, I missed. I'm going to quickly go back. Right. Long live the king forever, of course. Now, Carlos, did you send me a message? I'm on a lunch break. I'm a big fan of Presley and Lisa. Yeah, we all are. We love it. Where have you sent the message? Is it on Messenger? Let me have a look. Let me have a look. Ah, there we are. Got it. Hi, it's Carlo Holder. I just joined YouTube channel. Carlo, I got it, mate. And Carlo, are you a member of our Defending Elvis Facebook page? If you join that, you can join the chat. So it's called Defending Elvis Presley. There we are. I'll put it there for you, and I will. I'll see. I can see you're a Rocky fan. You know I'm a big Rocky fan. I am a massive Rocky fan. You've come to the right place, mate. Rocky is the reason I weightlift. Rocky is the reason I weightlift. Yeah. And I love his brother as well. I'm a big fan of his brother and his brother's music. Yeah. So, oh, you're very welcome, my friend. Very, very welcome. Oh, you've got a brilliant Facebook page, my friend. I am a massive fan of Star Trek. I love Star Trek and Elvis Presley. I grew up watching Star Trek, my friend. All of the original series. My father was obsessed with Star Trek, the proper one, with James T. Kirk. Yeah? My father, I grew up watching Star Trek. So we're going to have some fun. We're going to have some fun. So let me just go back a bit, guys. So I want to just finish off what I was trying to say, because let me just go back. I'm getting a lot of comments really fast, so I'm going to try and go through them, guys. So Chris, did you hear my thing? I wanted to read out some of your comments soon, but not yet. Let's have a look. Let's keep going. Hi, Tony. How are you? So Pat is on a lunch break. Hi, Pat. Let's keep going. So, right. Star Trek is a major American winner. Yes, we love I'm a big fan of Star Trek. Big. I like, you know, the guy, what's his name? I forgot his name now. I liked him in his Twilight Zone. Do you know where he's on the aeroplane? Tell me his name. Oh, his name's gone out of my head. You know, do any of you ever watch the Star Trek captain on the aeroplane episode on the Twilight Zone? I love that, where you've got the gorilla type thing on the wing. Love that. That's one of my favorite. James T. Kirk. Right. Hi, Maxine. Right, I got a lot of comments to go through. Hello, everyone. Priscilla's book, Elvis and Me, from the 80s is being rewritten by Priscilla. Did you know that Bridget Cruz, the lady that is suing Priscilla, and Priscilla is suing Bridget, and Elvis Presley Enterprises are suing Bridget, actually told me that she has the manuscript that was given to Colonel Tom Parker as an auction item. The actual manuscript, you know, the original before printing of Elvis and Me. Let me just turn the heating off. It's got a bit hot in here. Right, let's just turn that off. So Bridget Cruz has got that. Now, obviously, there's a lot of debate at the moment. Right. So, Chris, just quickly, can I read your comments? Am I allowed to read your comments? I don't like to read things out without permission. So, yeah, Bridget Cruz has got that. She told me about it. Hi, Maxine. I'm just dropping in to say hello. I have a few things to accomplish before church this morning. I hope all of you are staying warm and safe. God bless you. Maxine, you know we love you. Hi. Wow, would anybody buy a book from Priscilla after she is doing that? Ultimately, she's doing anything now to get more money, isn't she? Anything. Elvis was interested in numerology. Yep, I've actually done a live stream on this. Elvis is interested in numerology. Is anyone interested? I am, definitely. I've covered this before a couple of times. I could try and quickly find it, see if it comes up. I did some shorts on it as well. I'll just quickly type it in, see if it comes up. Elvis numerology. I'm trying to find the one that we did. There's obviously loads coming up, but I want the one that we did. There was They're not very long. Let's have a look. It's not coming up. It's not coming. It doesn't matter. I'll dig that up. But yes, I'm very interested. 100%. Where are we? We will definitely look into the numerology thing with Elvis. 100%. If Priscilla had an honest interview about the past, she would have so much more respect from fans. We need that honest interview. We need a warts and all interview now, 2025, that talks about all the wrongdoing. Yeah, that's what we need. Yeah, it's something we've never had. Yes, you can read them if you think it will help. Yes, of course it will help. Chris, your comments are excellent. All right, Maxine, Happy New Year. We'll see you another time. Right, okay. I just want to finish off what I was trying to say earlier. Hi, Adrian. Now, guys, please don't get offended when you disagree with what I say. Now, we was discussing Priscilla Presley and the way that I think Priscilla Presley has brainwashed the public for the last 39 years. I feel that this book was really well thought out and really well planned. I think many of the things in this book have been lied, twisted, exaggerated. Some of the things in this book are just completely untrue. Yeah, I really believe that this book was used to manipulate our minds, to brainwash us, to spoon-fed us little lies. And then obviously that same book has been used for films, TV melodramas. It's been used how people question Priscilla. When Priscilla is questioned by interviewers around the world, she knows what they're going to ask. So she manipulates the interviewer. She knows what they're going to ask. She doesn't have to say much. All Priscilla has to do is nod her head and go, yeah, yeah. That's all she has to do. Because the interviewer will say, oh, you were only 14 when you met Elvis and you were together for 8 years before you got married. Not true. But she will just go, yeah. The interviewer will say, oh, you moved to Gracelands when you were 15. She won't disagree and tell the truth. She'll just nod her head. We know that she didn't move to Gracelands till she was 17. Yeah. So the interviewer will be like, oh, so Elvis had a problem with drugs. She will go, She lets the interviewer around the world, any decade, could be the 80s, 90s, noughties, they do the damage. The interviewers do the damage. Priscilla Presley is very clever. She manipulates everything, whether it be her book, whether it be documentaries, whether it could be the Netflix documentary, it could be the Piers Morgan interview that is recent. Yeah. She tries to make us think how she thinks. So this is my point, guys. It's quite hard to explain it. So you think Priscilla in the late 70s, she's taken over Graceland. She has almighty power. Yeah, she's the boss. Everything goes through Priscilla. She came to a point where she realized that everything she said was treated as truth. I repeat, there was a point in the late 70s, early 80s, when she had almighty power over everything Elvis, that she could literally rewrite history. She could reinvent truth. She could twist everything. She thought the public was very gullible, which they were. Guys, seriously, she thought the public was stupid. So she then does these early interviews with people like Barbara Walters and Lorna Barrett. Is it something Barrett? What's her name? Something Barrett. And she manipulates those interviews. They pre-decide the questions. So the interviews are pre-rehearsed. She knows what's going to be said. The whole point of these early interviews in the late 70s and the early 80s was to change public perception about Priscilla, to make the public feel sorry for Priscilla. Priscilla is the victim. Elvis is the bad guy. Yeah? There was a big plan here to get the public to fall in love with Priscilla, the public to still love Elvis's music, to still love Elvis's movies, love his personality, love the way he is, yeah? But when it comes to Elvis's personal life, so with his prescribed medications, with the age of the girls that she likes to give the impression that he liked, because if you look at most of the women that Elvis liked, they were over 20. They were over 20. If you look at the women that Elvis was seeing from the age of 20 and up, generally, they were over 20. Yeah, all close to it. Yeah, she likes to give the impression, in my opinion, that they were younger. I don't agree. If I said to you now, give me a list of women that are under 20 that Elvis saw when he was, say, 25 and older, you'd struggle. You would struggle. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is that Priscilla's very clever. Oh, she gives the impression that he got stoned on drugs, that he took street drugs, that he was a binge eater, that he took advantage of her when she was only 14. Now, what I'm trying to say to you guys, it's all bullshit. It's all lies. There's a mass manipulation happening with Priscilla that she has got away with for 40 years. This book is the most successful scam in history. It's completely conned and brainwashed everyone. The public, the news companies, the interviewers, the movie makers, the documentary makers, the biography makers, everyone. And they've fallen for it. And they're still, even now, people are still brainwashed by all the lies about Elvis, which is why we are called Defending Elvis Presley, because we're fed up with it. We're like, the world needs to know the truth. Now, I had a comment, an email sent to me today. This is why we're discussing it, guys. I had an email sent to me today saying, oh, you know, when you talk about Priscilla and how she discusses sexual activity that Elvis had with Priscilla, it makes Elvis look like a pedophile. Now, I want to make it clear to you guys, I don't think Elvis is a pedophile. I don't believe the things that Priscilla put in this book. I don't believe it. Yeah? So the person is annoyed at me. I'm not going to say who they are. They sent me an email just saying, look, sometimes the way you're wording it is making him look like a pedophile. And I'm saying no. What I'm trying to say is the way it's put in this book is trying to trick the public into thinking that he is a pedophile. Now, we as Elvis fans that love Elvis, that are trying to search for the truth, we believe that everything Priscilla said that happened in 1959 has all been exaggerated, twisted, and lied about. Lied. I actually don't believe half the things that Priscilla has put in that book. Now, one of the things that this person said to me, I will read your comments, guys. I just want to say what I've got to say, yeah? Because this email was, I think it deserves a reply in a respectful, friendly way, yeah? One of the things that was brought up was that I said Elvis, that I used the word penetrate and I used the word withdraw, yeah? So in one section of, and I'm going to find it and read it to you, in one section of the book, she says some sexual things about Elvis. I'm not sure. I think it could have been in 1963. It could have been, yeah, maybe 62, yeah. Now, she doesn't use the word penetrate, but she gives the impression of penetration. She doesn't use it. She uses the word withdraw. Now, the context that she uses the word withdraw is that Elvis moves away from Priscilla when they're embraced, yeah? Now, this is what I'm trying to say, guys. Yes, the way she uses the wording, it does give the impression that there was no penetration. It does give the impression that Elvis just withdrew away from her. But this is the con. This is the con. She, in a very subtle way, is giving the public in 1985 and onwards, you know, millions of copies sold. She's trying to give the impression that Elvis almost had sex with her when she was very young. Now, that could be 16 years old there, yeah? Now, my point is, I'm trying to say, don't trust her. Don't believe her. The things that she's saying are lies. She's trying to play with your mind. That when we read these things in the book, treat this book as if it is a book of lies. Now, the email I had is sort of saying to me, look, you're actually doing harm by bringing this up. I'm not doing harm. I'm trying to show you guys, we're trying to show the new viewers, the people that join our channel, we're trying to show them that it's all lies, that it's all been twisted and exaggerated, and the truth has been reinvented. So I'm going to read those two sections. I just want to say to you guys, please don't get offended if we disagree. I am just Louis running a channel called Defending Elvis, and we have Team Elvis, and we agree, we disagree, I love it when you guys disagree with me, because that's how I learn. I learn almost everything I need to learn from your comments. This is why I want to read Chris's comments up, because I find Chris's comments, thank you, Chris, very educational. Every time Chris sends me a comment, I think, wow, I've just learned something new. Now, I'm going to read these two sections. Please don't be offended. What I'm about to read to you is lies. Lies, twisted. We don't know what went on with Priscilla and Elvis in 1959, in Bad Neuheim, in the rented house that Elvis stayed at whilst he was serving for the army. We don't know what went on. No one was there. No one was in the room with them. Yeah? So we don't know. Even Lamar Fike, the Memphis Mafia member who gives the impression that Elvis was with an underage girl, he doesn't know. He doesn't know. That's just his opinion. I personally think Lamar Fike is out of order because he doesn't know what went on. But none of us do. None of us know what went on. But the Elvis that I've grown to love and grown to understand was a very decent Christian man. And if he had any intentions of one day marrying Priscilla, he did not want to get with her before marriage. Initially, when he first met her, because I think things changed. But initially, Elvis was not interested in having sex with Priscilla. Definitely not. Even Elvis thought she was underage, didn't want to touch her. Yeah, I believe Elvis was a very honourable man, and it's as many times in the book Elvis and Me where she says, "Oh, Elvis wasn't going to have sex with me. Elvis was not going to have sex with me." Yeah. So I'm trying to say that the book manipulates the fans, the general public, even the non-fans. Okay, guys? Right. So let me get to the point because I'm waffling. Now, I took a picture of 2 pages. I don't know if I got to read them both. I'm just going to probably read one. Let's just see. Now, remember, I do not believe this happened. Yeah? Now, Priscilla, let's have a look. Let me just read the right section. Right. Right. So this is Priscilla trying to trick us into thinking that they almost had sex. We don't know that this happened. We don't know this has happened. This is the brainwashing. Okay, guys? Now, remember, at the moment, we're defending Elvis, guys. Okay? I am going to read your comments after we've done this. A few hours later, I heard Elvis tiptoe into the room and come over to me. His condition was not much better than mine. So they're drunk. Okay, guys? They're drunk. His condition was not much better than mine. I could make out his silhouette against the ceiling above me. I didn't stir. Gently, he took off the rest of my clothes. Now, remember, we don't know this happened. Yeah? I question why she's even put this in the book. Yeah? Why has Priscilla even put this in the book? To me, she is trying to paint a picture to make the general public think that Elvis was with an underage girl. I think the whole point of these sections in this book is to make Elvis look like a pedophile. I think she's lying. I don't believe it. Yeah? I'll keep going. He took off the rest of my clothes. Then he kissed me and kissed me over and over. The night we almost went too far. Guys, remember, this is the girl, this is the Priscilla that said she lost her virginity to Elvis on the night of the wedding. I know Priscilla lies because we know, let me get the book. We know, I'm sorry, this is a serious live stream, but I want to go through this. We know that Elvis had sex with Priscilla, Lisa's own words, when she was 18. Okay, no big deal. It's no big deal in having sex with an 18-year-old. We know, so that means we also know that Priscilla has been lying about having sex with Elvis on the night of her wedding for 40 years. Yeah, do we agree with that, guys? We know Priscilla has been lying for 40 years because Lisa Marie, who we believe, said they had sex when she was 18. Priscilla got married when she was 21. So that means she has lied for 40 years. We know she lies. Okay, guys? I am going to address your comments. Let me just get through this. Now, so that means if she's been lying to us for 40 years about being a virgin, remember, that's another part of the lie. The other part of the lie is that she was a virgin when she met Elvis and they didn't have sex until the night of the wedding. And the night of the wedding, she got pregnant and they had Lisa Marie 9 months later. Another lie, because we know she wasn't a virgin. We know it. She wants to paint a picture of a fairy tale. A fairy tale. The fairy tale is, oh, I met Elvis when I was 14 and we were together for 8 years. Then we got married and then we had a beautiful wedding. Beautiful Lisa Marie came along and then, Elvis took drugs and was unfaithful. So that's why we split up. That's what Priscilla wants us to believe. She wants us to believe a fairy tale, that everything was fine. Everything was great. But then Elvis took drugs because he was a drug addict, which is not true. Elvis had many affairs. It's a complicated story, but there is a reason why Elvis started to be unfaithful in 1968. Okay, guys? Now, I fully believe that Elvis was fully faithful between 1966 December when he got engaged to March 1968. I think Elvis was faithful. I think Elvis only became unfaithful when he caught Priscilla being unfaithful with Steve Peck, the dance instructor. Then Elvis went back to his old ways. It was Priscilla that was the unfaithful one. Priscilla was unfaithful. She was not a virgin on the night of the wedding. It is a 40-year lie. She's been lying for 40 years. She not only was a virgin, but also that she saved herself for the night of the wedding. A big lie. Sorry. We know they were having sex 18, 19, 20. Yeah. Let me carry on reading this. So then he kissed me and kissed me over and over. The night we almost went too far. So she wants us, the general public, because she thinks we're stupid. She thinks we're gullible. For the last 40 years, we've been falling for the lies. Many of us were brainwashed to believe this bullshit, because this is bullshit to me. Yeah. We almost went too far. His vow was nearly broken. Now, I believe Elvis made a vow to not sleep with Priscilla. Yeah. I actually believe that when Elvis realized she was not a virgin, then he slept with her. Yeah. But I actually think initially when she first met, when Priscilla first met Elvis in Bad Neuheim, I do believe that Elvis thought she was a virgin. I honestly believe that Elvis thought she was a virgin. I think later when she visited Graceland, when she was 17, he realized she was not a virgin. She was not. Right. Hello? I hear. Yeah. All right, just you want to take my charger? 1 second. Right. Laura? Yeah. So anyway, so let me just keep reading this. you want to take my charger? Yeah. Do you want me to get it for you, or have you got it? The kids are here. Right, do you want me to do it? Right. Yeah, you take that, come on. Right. I'm using this charger. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Right. There we are, you got to stay in there. Yeah, take that with you, yeah. Good boy. Now be careful. Be careful, get it down. Right, okay, stay with. Let's go on then. Alright. See you later, alligator. Right, the kids are with mum. The kids are with mum. So let me just keep going, guys. I know this is a bit long-winded. I know this is a bit boring, but we have to do this. It's important, yeah? Right. So then that night we almost went too far. His vow was nearly broken. His passion had gotten to him, and under the influence of alcohol, he weakened. And then before I knew it, now remember, Elvis didn't like alcohol. Elvis didn't like alcohol, yeah? And before we knew it, and before we knew what happened, he withdrew saying, now remember, this is the trick, and this is my reply to the email that I received today from one of our subscribers, yeah? Now look at the way she uses the word withdrew. This is all part of the trickery. This is the brainwashing, yeah? Almost hypnotic. She uses the word withdrew to give the impression, this is my opinion, she uses the word withdrew to give the impression that he may have penetrated her, in my opinion. It's not that he did. It's because he didn't. He didn't penetrate her. But this is the trickery. If you're a reader and you're reading this book in 1985 and you're reading this section, you tell me if you agree with me or not. I'll read it to you guys. His vow was nearly broken. My passion had gotten to him, and under the influence of alcohol, he weakened. Then before I knew what happened, he withdrew saying, no, not like this. It had to be special, just as he always planned. I have to admit that at that moment, I didn't care if it was special. I didn't care what he vowed. I didn't care, in fact, what he wanted at all. I only wanted him. Okay? So she clearly, Priscilla is clearly admitting that she wants to, that moment she wanted to have sex with Elvis. Okay? Now I think this is New Year's Eve around 1962, yeah? All three. But so she's a little bit older. She's not 14, yeah? She's 17, isn't she? She could be 18, yeah? But anyway, this is my point, guys. I hear more voices. Hello? What's going on? Keys. Keys?
Yeah. Yasmin has keys.
I don't know. She's going to have to come and get them. This is Tina. Rora.
Where are they?
Yeah, they...
Find the keys for Yasmin.
All right.
She doesn't want any keys.
Okay, can you just...
No, the keys for her book. The keys for her book.
But all right, I don't know where that is, mate.
Tina, come on.
You know, Mummy wants you.
Yasmin has them.
Yeah, I
Let's
know.
have a look at the sound.
All right, Mummy's going to help you find it, yeah? You'll be all right, mate. It's okay. He needs his keys.
She was looking.
Tino is lovely. Tino is. They've all got Italian names, all of them. Right. Okay. Back to what I was saying. So this is my response to the email. I'm sorry it's took 40 minutes to say it. My response to the email is that this section, my passion had gotten to him under the influence of alcohol, which Elvis didn't get pissed, did he? He weakened. Then before I knew what had happened, he withdrew saying, no, not like this. It had to be a special, just as he'd always planned. Now I'm asking you this. I'm asking you guys, okay? I'm asking you. if you read that sentence, please be honest with me. Tell me straight, because this is what the email is about. Yeah. If you read that sentence, now I have used the word, she gives the impression that he penetrated her and withdrew. I have said that's the impression she was trying to give. That's just my opinion. Now remember, Louis, I'm Louis. So I will give my opinions, my views. I'm not going to give John's views or Sally's views or Sarah's views or Jim's views. I'm going to give Louis's views. It's Louis, yeah? With Team Elvis. So I'm asking you guys to give me your views, then I'm going to read these comments, okay? I'll read the section, then you tell me what impression you get from it. I got the impression that she trying to say that it seemed like he penetrated her and withdrew. I got that impression, but I can also see that if you really look at the wording properly, it does give the wording that he moved away, okay? So let's read it. Right, now this is what I want a response to from you guys. Right, I've done so much talking, my voice is croaky. Let me get some water. Waffling on. Sorry guys, right, let me get... Right, okay, we're going to do this. So, okay, after we've done this, I'm going to read all your comments, okay? So, I'm going to read it one more time. Right. At the moment, we're defending. That's why we're going through this, yeah? My passion had gotten to him, and under the influence of alcohol, he weakened, and then, before I knew what happened, he withdrew, saying, no, not like this. It had to be special, just as he always planned. Now, what impression do you get, guys, from that? I'm quite happy for you guys to disagree with me. Do you think she is trying to give the impression that they nearly had sex and that he may have withdrew? Tell me what you think. Let me just read the last couple of comments. Priscilla, let me just read the last couple of comments. Priscilla grew up with a lot of people's boyfriend, rough type as well. After Elvis left, she had many boyfriends. It was her parents who kept reeling her about EP, and it was the money. They were dirt poor. Yes, and we've read all this. Where is it? We have read quite a lot of this book. Chris, we've read a lot of this book. We understand what could have gone on, what may have gone on. There's an alternative reality. Yeah, in Bad Newheim and around the period when she was a teenager. Yeah. So I think the Priscilla fan would influence and be tempted by Elvis's sound of things. I agree with you, Louis. She knew what she was doing. This is Carolyn. Don't worry, Louis. We'll understand when we get to know you. We have different languages here, but we are all Elvis fans. Okay, but I still want, can I have a comment on what I'm asking? This is like, when Elvis wanted to the separation for Prissy, and Cary Grant went to her mother and father and told them what was going on. In my opinion, her parents were going to blackmail Elvis. Okay, but I want to speak about this specific point. So, yes, we know you defend Elvis. Priscilla is rewriting the book Elvis and Me for a reason. Yeah, I can see that, Chris. Right. So that's what we want to hear. That's what we want to hear. I'm not sure. What does that mean? So look, this is what I don't want to talk about this too much, but this is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, that the wording of that section I read you, where she says, you know, they nearly had sex and then Elvis withdrew, is trying to get into our heads. It's trying to get into our subconscious. Oh, they nearly had sex. Elvis withdrew. You know, I use the word. Sorry, guys. So my point is, if you break down each word that she uses. All right, mate. Yeah, there's loads of books. Which book do you want? This one? Do you want your writing book?
No, not that. I'm trying to find my own book.
I thought that was your own book.
You take
Yeah,
that
it's
There's
not.
that
I
book.
don't know that one.
Ah, that's a cool book. I love that book. I love it, man.
Wait, how's it locked?
I don't know.
Who locked it? Wait, what's the blue thing?
The blue thing.
Yes, I can.
This thing. What if you?
So I can.
Is it in here? Is it here?
No, I'm trying to find the thing so we can put a thing on there.
Go on, show me.
We can put a blue thing on
Show
there.
me.
Okay.
Show me. A
We
blue.
can, yeah, we can put a blue thing on there.
A blue. Isn't it supposed to have a key?
Yeah, I have.
All right, let me open it for you.
No, 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 no.
All right.
Come
I
on, do it
already.
here.
No, where's the blue thing though?
I don't know. You're gonna have to find it.
Do you have one? Yours doesn't got everything. That's the padlock. Come on.
Oh, this
do
is
I-
so funny.
How do I find it?
We're gonna get the blue thing.
We can actually
Go on, it's gonna be there, mate.
Come in. No, that's your padlock. It's not got a blue
No,
bit.
it has a blue thing, so it.
He knows, mate. He knows.
On there. And this is blue.
Oh, I think I'll play a video. Right, I tell you what, I'm gonna play something, and then we'll come back. Yeah, man.
Come on, let's go.
You've got to find your blue thing. Oh, don't forget your blue thing.
Yeah, not that. Not the purple. Maybe it might be in the
So what I was trying to say, got a right little tickly throat, mate. It's all right. We're in my kitchen. It's fine. I love it. It's great to see the kids come in, and in 10 years from now, that'll be hilarious. Yeah, I'll play. In 10 years from now, I'm going to play that to him. Yeah, to Tino. So anyway, so the point I'm trying to make is, guys, what I'm trying to say, hi Tony, is the wording. The wording is specifically used to trick us into thinking they had sex, that he withdrew. I know that the actual meaning of the sentence is that he moved away. Yeah, but the wording is clever. It's like, we nearly had sex and then he withdrew. So this, what I'm trying to say, this is to the person that messaged me on the email. What I was trying to say to them is that there's a lot of trickery in the book. A lot of what Priscilla tries to do, she insinuates. She doesn't say it. She doesn't say, we did have sex. He did penetrate me. He withdrew from me. She doesn't say it. She gives the impression. She makes you wonder. And this is what I'm trying to say with the interviews. When you see Priscilla being interviewed, you go way back to the 1980s. Yeah, I could put one up now, couldn't I? She doesn't say things. She gives the impression. She doesn't, like the word groomer was brought up in the email. Priscilla doesn't say Elvis was a groomer. She doesn't do that. She allows the interviewer to give the impression that Elvis was a groomer. Do you get it, what I'm trying to say? A lot of the damage that Priscilla does isn't things that she actually says. It's impressions that she gives. She tricks the interviewer into asking these negative questions that make Elvis look bad. She's very smart. She's very smart. In fact, let's just play a little very short section of the Barbara Walters interview, yeah? And you'll see what I'm trying to say. She even does it with Piers Morgan, but with Piers Morgan, his questioning was anti-Elvis. Yeah, he praises Elvis's singing ability and the way he changed the world, but he still throws in those, but the public, this is Piers Morgan. But the public aren't happy that you were 14 when he met you. What do you say about that? Do you see what I'm saying? This is the way that Priscilla tricks the interviewer into making Elvis look bad and making her look like the victim. So let me get Barbara. Let's get it up, yeah? Let's see if I only want to play like a minute of it. Let's just get one up. Let's see if it comes up. Right, here we go, right? Now remember, let's get it.
Elvis was 24.
Right, here we are, guys.
How did your parents?
Now remember, Priscilla, this is my point. So for the person who sent me the email, I say this with respect. Please understand what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I'm trying to say that we are being tricked with the words in the books, with the interviews. The word groomer, the word controlling. You know, like she says, oh, Elvis told me how to dress, how to do my makeup, how to walk, how to talk, how to act, what to wear, dresses, what types of shoes to wear. Now, she doesn't say it. Priscilla doesn't say, Elvis told me how to dress, told me how to do my hair. She lets the interviewer say it. And then what does Priscilla then do? She nods her head. She goes, yeah. Now let's watch her do it. And what we're going to see now is exactly what we see in the book or read in the book. She gives the impression, she uses certain words to trick us into thinking Elvis is a paedophile. This is my point. He's not a paedophile. He has never been a paedophile. You will never find an underage girl that says she had sex with Elvis, ever. You will never find it. Never, never, never. It's never happened. But she, the only girl that Elvis really became friends with that was 14, because he was isolated in the house in Bad Neuheim, has twisted the world opinion into believing that Elvis was in love and having sex with a 14-year-old, which he was not, which is a big lie. Yeah. Priscilla has used her age, the fact that she was 14, to play the victim and to make Elvis look bad to her advantage financially since 1959. Yeah. This is mass trickery, mass brainwashing. Now, let me play this, guys.
You were 14 years old. Elvis was 24, right? Mm-hmm. How did your parents allow a 14-year-old teenager baby to be with this then superstar? It was not easy.
Right, let me play it. Now, remember, I'm going to rewind that. Straight on the onset, she's doing it. She says, is it Barbara Walters, whatever her name is? Yeah. How do your parents allow a 14-year-old baby to be with a 24-year-old man? To be with. That sentence is saying Elvis was with a 24-year-old. He was not. They only met for a matter of months. Elvis went back in 1960. Elvis went back to Gracelands to make GI Blues, to be on the Frank Sinatra show, to make some albums for RCA Victor. He didn't speak to her really for as long as 18 months, maybe longer. She didn't then come over to Gracelands until she was nearly 18. But look at the wording. Priscilla doesn't say it. Priscilla doesn't say I'm 14, I was with Elvis. She doesn't say it. The interviewer says it. This is the trick. And Priscilla has been tricking the interviewers into asking these questions for 40 years, and she's got away with it. She has got away with it. If you speak to the average person in the street and say to them, what do you think of Elvis? They will say he's a paedophile. They will say he broke up the marriage because he was unfaithful. They will say he's a drug addict. They won't talk about the fact that he was chronically unwell, chronically sick. They won't bring up the fact that he needed his prescribed medication to survive, to get through each day. They won't say that Elvis was a desperate man in need of medication because he had serious colon problems and liver and lung problems and glaucoma. They won't say any of it. They'll say he's a druggie. He's a drug addict. He wanted to get high. You get what I'm trying to say, guys? This is why we're called Defending Elvis, because we're not being told the truth. Now let's watch Priscilla trick Barbara Walters into believing that Elvis was in a relationship with a 14-year-old when he was not. Elvis was not in a relationship with a 14-year-old. Elvis went back to Gracelands. Didn't see her again till she was 17. Let's watch Priscilla trick her, manipulate the interviewer into believing she was only 14 and they were in a proper relationship.
You were 14 years old. Elvis was 24, right? Mm-hmm. How did your parents allow a 14-year-old teenager baby to be with this then superstar of... It was not easy on my parents. You know, first of all, it was just an innocent meeting. And of course, you know, I was excited and I was reluctant because I didn't think they'd ever let me go. But it was just a one-time opportunity. That's all they thought it would be. I never expected him to ask me back. They never expected him to ask me back.
Right, so here, now remember, here's the next trick, okay? I never expected him to ask me back. And then she then goes on to say, Elvis did ask you back. She was the persistent one. Elvis was getting on with his life. Priscilla was in the past. Someone he briefly met for a few months. We don't really know what went on, do we? We got her version. We have her version of what went on, but we actually don't know if any of her version of what went on is true. I think this book is a scam. I think this is one of the most successful cons in history. But she says Elvis got in touch with you. We know that she was writing to Elvis every day, sending him records. She was the persistent one. We also know there's a possibility that a whole different plan was happening. Yeah? This is the lies that keep happening, guys. This is the lies. The world is being conned and tricked.
And you saw him again and again. And you would get home very late at night and be exhausted the next day when you had to go to school. And your parents let you go again and again. It's you know, when you're in love, it's hard to fight. And I was rebellious.
Right, I have to say something. Again, sorry, guys. When you're in love, they weren't in love. They'd only just met. They weren't in a relationship. Now, she could have been infatuated with him. He thought she was a young, beautiful girl. Actually, initially, he thought she was 16, didn't he? This is the other thing. Initially, he thought she was 16. But my point is this. They weren't in love. They were not together. She talks about Elvis as if they met in Germany and they were together as a couple. When we know that he had at least 3 to 4 other girlfriends. He was even seeing the secretary, yeah, in the house in Bad Neuheim. He was also still seeing Anita Wood, but he was also seeing some other girls from Germany. So this is the con, guys. There's a big con in place.
I didn't want to go to school, or I said I wouldn't go to school. Please let me, you know, he'd be out of my life after 6 months, and you know, don't ruin my life, because I really cared. And he came to the house and he was charming. He was wonderful, and my family had a lot of faith in him. What was Elvis Presley like then? He was insecure. He was, you could talk to him as a person. You knew who he was. You knew his fears. He had, he was so vulnerable. He was gentle. He was fun. He was a person you could really deal with. Were you mad about him? I was, but our relationship was so
right.
different.
1 second, guys.
Were you mad about him? He was fun.
So remember, she says, were you mad about him? Yeah? Let me just... I still want to carry on playing that a little bit. So, were you mad about him? So again, Barbara Walters is talking to Priscilla as if Elvis was boyfriend and girlfriend. Now, can I ask you guys now, let's get a bit of interaction, yeah? You've done hundreds of comments, guys, so it's going to be difficult for me to catch up with the comments. Do any of you think that Elvis thought he was in a relationship with Priscilla in 1959? Can I just have an honest answer from you guys? Do any of you here think Elvis and Priscilla were in a proper relationship, a loving sexual relationship in 1959? So Songbird, no. There's 30 of you here. Please, as many of you can, please answer. Then we'll talk about it. No, I mean, were they having sex? I mean, were they shagging? Were they together as a couple in 1959? Yeah. So I'm reading all your comments, guys. Thank you. So look, many of you straight away. Songbird, no. Josie, no. Deborah, no. Elizabeth, no. Stacy, no. So Carolyn, definitely no. Lorna, no. So Elizabeth, definitely not at all. Do I think Elvis thought they were in a relationship, had special, or yeah, definitely no. And Tony, definitely no. And Jane, no. Right, 100%. I say no. I say no. Yeah, I say that yes, she was infatuated with him. There could be more to it because of this book. It could have been a plan. Some people say she was reluctant and she was pushed into it by her mother. I don't know. I wasn't there. Yeah. But I'm telling you now, thanks, Jane, Elvis was not sleeping with Priscilla. He was not with a 14-year-old. Yes, there was some kind of connection there. I don't know exactly what went on. We know there must have been something there because eventually she moves over. No, she holidays 2 or 3 times in 1962. Yeah. So Elvis liked her, but Elvis went back to his life in Memphis. He goes back to making his movies. Now, Elvis remembers this young, beautiful girl that he did not want to sleep with because she was so young. Priscilla clearly says in her book, he would not sleep with me. He did not want to sleep with me. She clearly says it over and over again. She's been saying it for 40 years. We've now found out from Lisa's book, From Here to the Great Unknown, that they had sex around 18. Yeah? So the lie that she's been saying to the world that she had sex with Elvis as a virgin on their wedding night is a lie. We know Priscilla lies. We've also caught Priscilla saying that she moved over to Gracelands when she was 15. She says it in her own words more than once. I've seen it on different interviews. She was not 15. She was nearly 18. She was nearly 18. So let's just keep going a little bit. We may as well, guys, and then I'm going to start reading your comments, okay?
He was a person you could really deal with. Were you mad about him? I was, but our relationship was very different. It was a very protective relationship from the very beginning. I don't know what it was about him, but he kind of took me under his arm and nourished me in many ways.
Right, okay, right. I'm going to enjoy this bit. Right. So, okay, guys, there's hundreds of comments. I'm not going to be able to go through them, but we can still discuss it now. I'm going to have to read the more recent comments. I'm really sorry. All of you guys that have sent brilliant comments, I'm sorry I can't read them all, but there's literally hundreds. So let's listen to what she just said then. He nourished me. Now, this is part of what I was trying to say. The person that emailed me, yeah, it was a great email. Thank you for the email. You know who you are, yeah? One of the things that she said to me was, you keep using the word groomer. Priscilla has never called Elvis a groomer, yeah? I agree, she has not. But she gives the impression of a groomer. This is what I'm trying to say to you guys, is that even with the book, this was in the email that was sent to me, where, oh, you use the word penetrate and withdraw in a different context, that she meant it in the book. She never said the word penetrate. I know, but if someone is, if they're trying to trick you into believing sex had gone on, and then in a sentence, so she has just said, oh, we nearly had sex, but then he withdrew himself. What is she really trying to do? We know that the way she's worded it doesn't mean that he withdrew himself sexually, because she says it in a sentence to give you the impression, the sentence she uses says he moved away, he withdrew. But she has just said, we nearly had sex and then he withdrew. Come on, guys. We know what she's saying. We know the impression that Priscilla is trying to give. Here we go now. Now, she doesn't use the word grooming. Now, the person who emailed me said, oh, you called Elvis a groomer. You said that Priscilla called Elvis a groomer. No, I never did that. What I said was she gives the impression he's a groomer. This is it. This is how clever she is. She doesn't say, oh, Elvis groomed me. She doesn't say it. She lets the interviewer do it. Oh, he told you how to dress, what shoes to wear, how to do your hair, how to do your makeup, how to talk, how to act, how to walk. Yeah? Oh, you were only 14. What is a girl 14 years old doing with a man for 8 years? Do you get what I'm saying, guys? Priscilla doesn't say the words penetrate. She doesn't say the words groomer, controller. She doesn't do it. She lets the interviewer do it. But actually, she has given the impression that she was in a dungeon, in a prison at Graceland's, which is a massive lie. When Priscilla moved over to Memphis, she was not in a prison. She was in Graceland's. Let me play a bit more.
You're 14. Elvis would take me into his bedroom, and then we would kiss long, deep, passionate kisses, and his caresses would leave me weak with desire. Yeah? It's true. Yet he never tried to go further than kissing her. No. No, he didn't. There was an agreement, I guess, he made with himself that the woman that he decided to take for his wife, he was going to keep her that way until he married her. Keep her a virgin no matter what. Right. Even then, in Germany, when you had trouble getting up for classes, Elvis gave you Dexedrine. First time you'd seen pills. I didn't know what was going on as far as, pills or what they were, sleeping pills. I mean, he gave it to me to be helpful, to say, look, if it's really getting really bad and you're not doing well, take a couple of these. But he was very cautious about them. And he said, don't take them a lot and just take them if you really need them. What do you think attracted a 24-year-old?
Hang on. Right, so we're going to do a couple more comments, then I'm going to start reading some of your comments. That whole section was giving the impression that Elvis tried to make her take drugs, become a druggie, become a drug addict, to encourage her to take pills. Yeah, when the truth is, sleeping tablets were just completely normal. Sleeping tablets in the 60s were completely normal. There was nothing unusual about it. Elvis wouldn't have forced sleeping tablets on anyone. Elvis wouldn't have seen sleeping tablets as a bad thing. She makes him out to be a druggie. Now, the next section, this is what I'm trying to say, that she lets the interviewer do the damage. Let's go to the next bit.
Always what they were, sleeping pills. When you had trouble getting up for classes, Elvis gave you Dexedrine. First time you'd seen pills. I didn't know what was going on as far as, pills or what they were, sleeping pills. I mean, he gave it to me to be helpful, to say, look, if it's really getting really bad and you're not doing well, take a couple of these. But he was very cautious about them. And he said, don't take them a lot and just take them if you really need them. What do you think attracted a 24-year-old star to a 14-year-old inexperienced? Or am I telling you just as I say that? Is that what attracted?
Right, so here we go, okay, guys? Now, 100% Elvis was not a groomer. Elvis was not a groomer. I am completely against anything that says that. But she gives the impression that he was. Now, she's just said, what attracted a 24-year-old man to a 14-year-old girl? He wasn't attracted to her. He just met her in Germany. She was introduced to him, yeah, by Cary Grant. We all know this. But she, Barbara Walters, gives the impression that it was a boyfriend-girlfriend situation, that Elvis met her to have sex with her and to get with an underage girl, which is very, very untrue, which is a complete lie. But Priscilla is going along with it. This is what I'm trying to say, guys. She gives the impression, oh, look what happened to me. Poor me. I was a victim. Look what he did to me. I had no say in what was happening. When the truth is, they just had a brief friendship, and then Elvis went back to film GI Blues, to do the Frank Sinatra show, to make some albums for RCA Victor. It's lie after lie after lie.
Be an experience, yes. I think Elvis had been around Hollywood already. He'd already seen Hollywood, quote-unquote, starlets. So I think in his own mind, he thought, well, I'll just be with someone and teach her as it comes. And I don't think a lot of older women would have put up with a lot of the things that went on. I mean, you know, because when you're young, you kind of, I listened to him and did what he said. What woman around his age, let's say 24 or 25, would want to go out with a lot of guys when they went out?
He was almost always with an entourage.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Elvis went back to America, was released from the service. You stayed in Germany. When you were 15, he says, come live with me in Memphis. And your parents said, okay.
In my parents' defense, they were going through it. They were having a hard time with this, but I was in love. And they were caught between, well, if we don't let her go, you know, she'll sneak off and do it, or she'll catch a plane and go. My mother would cry and go, I don't know what to do. You know, and I felt badly because I did go through a lot.
Looking back, do you think your parents should have let you go to Memphis?
Yes.
Why?
Why? Because, who knows? I maybe wouldn't have been married and had the child I have. I don't think I made a mistake.
Did Elvis mention marriage when you first moved to Memphis?
He was reluctant in mentioning marriage. Very little.
Right, so, okay, I think we've watched enough of that, but that last point, again, this is all part of the lies, okay? Did Elvis mention marriage? She doesn't say yet, no. She says he was reluctant to mention marriage. In other words, no. Now, how many times have we been told, again and again, that Elvis promised that he would one day marry Priscilla? How many times have we heard it? It's one of the most common things I hear. Elvis had promised marriage to her parents. Yeah? It isn't true, guys. It isn't true. She even says it. So Barbara Walters asks the question, did Elvis ever mention marriage? She says no. She might answer it indirectly. She says no. Elvis did not promise Priscilla that he would marry her in Germany in 1959. He did not do it. He did not do it. Now, I ask you now, guys, do any of you think that Elvis promised Priscilla that he would marry her in 1959? This is another question for you guys. Thanks, Deborah. I'll answer that in a minute, Chris. So let's just go through this, yeah? Now, remember, we're not talking about a 19-year-old Elvis here. We're talking about Elvis in his mid-20s, okay? So all of you have said, no. Yeah, all of you. 100%. Chris, can I ask you, Chris, do you think Elvis promised to marry Priscilla in 1959? Chris, can you, your comments are very interesting. Do you think Elvis promised to marry Priscilla in 1959? Yeah, there we are, Chris. Elvis did not promise Priscilla he would marry her or anything else. He had make-out sessions with women, but he never went all the way with any of them. But, right, okay, right. Now, remember, this is relative to age. Now, don't forget, when Elvis was first famous, Yeah, in the mid-50s. Yeah, the girls he was dating were much younger. He was a rock and roll star. 1956, 55, 56. Yeah, 57, 58. Elvis was a very young man. So yes, the girls that he was seeing were much younger. We know about the gate girls, that he would invite them up to the house. I know about all that. But he never had sex with underage girls. This is the point. He didn't have sex with underage girls. No underage girl has ever said he had sex with me. They've said they dated him, you know, when in the rock and roll days. Remember, we are talking about the 1950s and 60s. It was completely normal in the 50s for a man in his 20s to date a teenager. Chris, do we agree with that? It was completely normal for a man in his 20s in the 1950s to date a teenager. When I say a teenager, I mean 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah? Come on, we all know the song. She was only 16. We all know the songs. There's loads of songs of rock and roll artists singing, about dating a 16-year-old. Completely was normal in the 1950s. So let me just read some of the comments. Elvis did not promise Priscilla he would marry her or anyone else. He had make-out sessions. Well, make-out session, okay, but that isn't having sex. Elvis was a teenager when this all started. He grew up believing that you didn't have sex until you got married. Thank you, Chris. Chicky Blue, he was most handsome. He sure was. They said he's seen a lot. Sorry, guys. Josie, they said he's seen a lot of women in the early days. But why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't Elvis see lots of girls? He's a rock and roll sensation. He's a beautiful man. The women are throwing themselves at him. The 1950s was different. Chicky Blue, I know about Jerry Lee Lewis, but that was his cousin, and she was 13. That's completely different. I don't compare the two. The interview tons of women, and they all confirm the same thing. In the South, men and always married very young women. Yeah. So, Chris, I've seen all the interviews, but none of them had sex with him. None of them. And yes, Chris, the Southern men married in their the Southern men in their 20s married teenagers. But do you know what? It was the whole world. The whole world, in the men in their 20s were marrying girls that were 16, 17, 18, 19. If anything, if you got past 19, you were classed as being old. Yeah, on the shelf. Yeah. Guys, if I don't know how many people are on here that are older, but a lot of people in the 50s, 60s, and 70s married as teenagers. It was completely normal. All right, bye, Debbie. Thank you. You know, quite a difficult live stream, guys. So the reason you wanted a younger girl, Chris, the reason you wanted a younger girl is because you didn't want to sleep with someone that had been around. Yeah, you wanted a decent girl that you trusted, respected, that had not slept with your friends. Yeah. So yes, it was completely normal to want your girlfriend when you're a man in your 20s in the 1950s and 60s and 70s. Yeah, you wanted them to be a virgin. You wanted them to be sweet and innocent. It was completely normal. Different times. Yeah. So Natalie Wood was public. They wanted Elvis to be in West Side Story. Tony, I wish she was. I wish Elvis was. I love West Side Story. Natalie, Tony, I love West Side Story. It's one of my favorite films. A younger girl was satisfied with making out and didn't want to go all the way in those days. Yeah, in the 50s, even in the 80s. I grew up in the 80s. You know, my days of properly dating, and even then we wanted the girls to be innocent. We didn't want them to have slept around, even in the 80s. So imagine what it was like in the 50s and 60s. Chicky Blue, yes, Loretta Lynn married due Lynn at 14 and 4 kids before they turned 18 and even started singing. Do you know what? There's many people, even on our Defending Elvis site, that are in their 70s and 80s that married as teenagers. They married as teenagers. They married older men. Completely normal. If you grew up in the 50s and 60s, you married young. Otherwise, you were left on the shelf. You were classed as not almost disposable in the 50s and 60s. It was just different times, guys. Chicky Blue, I agree with that. Elvis was not like Jerry Lee Lewis. I agree. He had decent morals. He was a good Christian man. He was going to do things the right way. I agree. Yeah, we love West. Come on, we love West Side Story, Tony. When you're rush, what's it? When you're rush. Oh, what's it go? Oh, I forget it now. Is it Shark? When you're a. Come on, tell me, Tony. What is it? When you're a jet. When you're a jet through and through. Is that the one? Look, my kids love that film. Yasmin and Tino love that film. Yeah, Tony, you can sing it to me. Funny, isn't it? I love the jet. So anyway, guys, quite a serious live stream. We've been on an hour and a half. I had this email. It was quite a long email. Now, I had to respond to it because I really find it difficult that, guys, we can disagree. It's okay. We can disagree. I'm not an expert. I'm learning a lot. Chris is teaching me loads. Chris is, and Josie teaches me loads. There's some people that are just very, very knowledgeable about the history of Elvis. Like, who was the guy who joins us now recently? Sean, Sundowners, who lives in Memphis, who met Elvis, who met George Klein, who lived around Elvis. Some people just have a very, very good knowledge of Elvis and everything Elvis, even living near Graceland. Yeah, I'm not that person. I'm just Louis at home in his kitchen with his kids, with his wife. We discuss Elvis every day. We defend Elvis every day, but I'm no expert, guys. So it's okay if you don't agree with me. Yeah, I know. Deborah, Sean knew Elvis personally. We get people that join this show that actually knew Elvis. We get many people that are in Memphis, don't we, guys? So, hi, Stacey. So what I'm trying to say, guys, don't be offended. If I say something you don't agree with, please don't be offended. Please don't. If you want to disagree with me and tell me the opposite of what I'm saying, tell me. Yeah, I'm so disappointed that a certain person that bought me about 6 books, sent me about 6 books, is not talking to us now because we disagreed on a book. I'm just so disappointed because that person was one of my favorite subscribers. Just because we disagreed with views on this book with Linda, we disagreed on this book. And now that person is gone. I've even emailed them asking them if everything's okay. There's no reply. My point is, guys, it's okay to disagree with me. Yeah. And the email that was sent to me today, this person's disagreeing with me. That's fine. Please don't take it personally. Please don't take it personally. If you guys want to disagree with me, great. Good. It's fine. I don't know it all. I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert researcher. I definitely get my facts wrong. I definitely need to learn. The more I read with the books, the more I learn from your comments, the better. The better. Bit by bit, guys, we keep digging, and the whole point is that we're trying to defend Elvis, defend Lisa. We're trying to discuss defending Elvis. Yeah. Of course, we cover all kinds of topics. Yeah. I was hoping to do a quiz, but we haven't got time because I've got to go. But my point is, guys, I'm on your side. Yeah. But that doesn't mean I'm going to agree with you. Yeah. I'm not a puppet on a string. Yeah. I'm not going to do as I'm told. Yeah. I won't allow people to tell me what to say. I'll give you my view, and then you can disagree with me. Yeah, but it's not the John show or the Fred show or the Susie show or the Jane show. It's the Louis show with Team Elvis. With Team Elvis. So I'm entitled to have my views, even if they're wrong. If I am wrong, tell me I'm wrong. But I'm entitled to do things my way. Yeah. So this is, I think sometimes this can be a problem, guys, can't it? That yeah, do you know what? Oh, Chris is off. Okay, Chris, we're finishing up now, Chris. Chris, I really appreciate all your advice. I really do. I love your comments. I was going to read some of Chris's comments now, but I don't have time now. But guys, please send me as much information as you have, and I will learn with you. I will learn with Team Elvis. I want to learn. Yeah. So to the person that sent me the email, there's no bad feelings. It's all good. To the person that sent me all the books, please come back. Please come back. Anyway, guys, we're out of here. Take care. I got to go. We're going to cook some dinner. Thanks to all of you. Brilliant comments, guys. I am going to read all these comments. When we go off, I'm going to read all the comments. Okay, so I will read the comments. Take care, guys. I got to cook dinner. Thanks, Tony. Thanks, everyone. I'm going to cook some lamb chops and some pork chops. Thanks, Carolyn. Thanks, everyone. Take care, guys. See you tomorrow morning. I'll see you in the morning.